Hey guys, today we're getting started with the first best of 5 games from Castaway Cup. In the brackets we will get started with DeadLine against Elijah. In the matchup, Space Marines versus Dark Eldar. And on the first map we have Velvet Duress map. I think this was the decider map in the first best of 5s in the quarterfinals. There will be quarterfinals, semifinals and the grand final. On the left hand side of the map we have DeadLine with Dark Eldar. He starts with the Dark Foundry and Generator. As usual, a very good opening against Space Marines. On the right hand side, Elijah.
Scouts in position.
He starts with 3 scouts this time. Chapel Barracks, I'm pretty sure he will not build a generator. He will probably mass tactical Space Marines.
At your command, scouts.
Oh, he goes for the generator, so it will be 3 scouts, generator, and maybe 2 tactical marine squads.
Scouts awaiting orders.
I don't think he will make the force commander, but he doesn't even have enough resources for the force commander, so most likely it will be 2 squads of Space Marines, and I hope he will play defensively. Unusual opening from Elijah here. Usually he would go for 2 scouts, generator, tactical Space Marines and force commander. This time was different. DeadLine, with the help of his 2 mandrakes, captures the map pretty quickly, makes a Hellion squad, builds the Homunculus laboratory for being able to make Homunculus. Or actually not, it's for being able to make the river jet bikes. But you can also make the Homunculus, but not in this matchup. In a matchup that requires detection, for example against Toy Empire or Eldar, you could go for Homunculus. So you will have the detection against the stealth suits, rangers, if they are infiltrated. Yeah, we have a pretty defensive style of play here from Elijah. He upgrades the listening posts already. DeadLine will try to kill a servitor here. Good thing to do. Will he succeed? Not really, and he jumps away. Where is Elijah's second squad of Space Marines? He plays with only 1 squad and he upgrades the LP listening posts. This is very good to see. This could work. Now, after he upgrades a few listening posts, he also makes the second Space Marine squad. Very nicely done here from Elijah. Good management of resources in this game from him, that's for sure. He did not make the second Space Marine squad until he upgraded 3 listening posts. That's very good. And he makes also the 3rd squad of tactical Space Marines. And maybe after that he will go for armory. We'll see. 1 scout squad here gets killed. They captured the critical location already. Hellions. 1 more squad of Hellions on the way. We have 2 river jet bikes out. Mandrakes are still alive. The poison blade research was done. Elijah goes for a turret. That's very strange. A minefield in here would have been much better. 2 Hellions. Very bad movement here from DeadLine. 2 Hellions get killed. And the Hellions are very expensive. Look at this cost, 60 to 15. That's one of the most expensive units to reinforce on tier 1. That was a painful loss in there for a DeadLine. Now he has to turn on the Overwatch. That's a lot of investment in the Hellions, and they haven't done enough damage at all in this game. So far I see how Elijah can win this. He is playing the right way. He is defending, he is going for a good economy. 86 to 30 will be soon. And if he upgrades this, yeah, he upgrades it, it will be 92 to 30. And he will be able to go tier 2 with such economy. Or at least for armory. To make the bionic research and maybe grenades. I think tier 2 would be better, so I think he will go for it. Right now? Yeah, that's right. More river jetbikes on the way. DeadLine wants to start the engagement here at the 5th minute. One of the best timings, one of the strongest points in the game, where Dark Eldar can dominate in terms of army strength and gain a considerable advantage. Nice attack here from DeadLine. Will he succeed with this? Catches this Space Marine squad right in the heavy cover. Does lots of damage to them. Destroys the turret. This turret having a hard time killing even mandrakes. The minefield was completed. DeadLine didn't focus the servitor. I think Elijah might survive this attack thanks to his upgraded listening posts. All of them still alive. Still plenty of river jetbikes alive. Hellions 2 squads. But still DeadLine decides to retreat. How many squads of tactical space marines? 3. 3 of them on Overwatch. Oh, 4 actually. 4 squads. 4 squads without any upgrades. Elijah is probably tier 2 here. Probably. And DeadLine is still tier 1. He can go for tier 2 right now. He goes for it quite late. Elijah might go for the machine cult. If he's tier 2, I can't say. Doesn't really look like tier 2.
What is your will?
But I think I saw the tier 2 progress in this building. I have no idea. Did he cancel? He probably cancelled to make the 4th Space Marine squad. Here we have another attack from DeadLine on the other side. 2 Hellions jumping into the Space Marines to tie them up, so the jetbikes would be able to make a far better engagement. Still wasn't enough. DeadLine tries to be careful and not lose too many of his units. That's quite expensive ones. So this is basically how you play this matchup from Space Marines side. You have to play extremely defensively and go for a good economy. That's what Elijah did in this game, and yes, he is not tier 2, he cancelled. For being able to survive, he had to cancel his tier 2 and make more Space Marines.
Yes,
But I actually don't know.
at your command.
I think
Yes, my lord. At your
he
command.
could have survived that fight without cancelling tier 2.
6 minutes until taken hold victory.
Very soon Dark Eldar will... Oh, he's already tier 2 and he makes the tier 2 upgrades for river jetbikes right now. DeadLine, his army will be very dangerous in a few minutes, in 1 minute from now. These river jetbikes will be unstoppable. And all these poisonous close combat units. Mandrakes, Hellions, plenty of them. Another engagement here from DeadLine. Tier 2 optics for the river jetbikes were researched. And this damage will destroy the Space Marines in seconds now. They do not have any upgrades. Only if Elijah was tier 2 by now, but he is still tier 1. I think the fact that he cancelled tier 2 costed him the game. He lost everything now, and it's obviously a Dark Eldar win. Elijah quits without GG. That was painful. But he tried. I think he did quite well, with the exception of cancelling his own tier 2 to make more tactical Space Marines. I think that was his mistake. Let's go into the second game. Now on Blood River, this map is much better to be played as Space Marine against Dark Eldar. Much easier to defend here, thanks to point closer to the base. You have these 2 points that you can upgrade, build minefield or even a turret.
Scouts reporting.
Although I wouldn't recommend to ever build a Space Marine turret. Much better to just upgrade the listening post, build mines,
What is your will?
and reinforce more Space Marines instead of that turret. Much better. On the bottom left we have DeadLine. Strange opening here. He goes with one squad of Mindrakes towards Space Marine. He wants to decap probably. DeadLine starts very aggressively this time, with Hall of Blood, Slave Chamber. He wants to mass Space Marine to death. He does not want to give him time to upgrade these positions, I suppose. Mandrakes do not manage to decap anything until now. They will not be able to decap that point. They deny the capture of this point for a few seconds, and that's all they could do. Not worth, definitely not worth. That squad better stayed at the base to capture the points. 2 warrior squads from DeadLine. Will he go for warrior mass? Oh, here we have attack with Mandrakes again, focusing the scouts. Elijah go for the Force Commander. I'm surprised. Probably because of this early aggression from Dark Eldar, that's why Elijah goes for the Force Commander. He probably figured it out that DeadLine does not go for the Hall of Blood, I mean for the Dark Foundry. So Force Commander can be good against these squishy units until Erkan comes out with poison. Nice damage here from Dark Eldar, but he's lost a ton of units and resources. He could lose this entire squad of warriors. Only 1 warrior left and very low HP. 1 Mandrake squad got killed. Still, warriors are alive for DeadLine. No generator yet for Dark Eldar. No generator for Elijah. Both players' economies are very bad. 50-0 for Elijah, 44-0 for DeadLine. Still Elijah in a better position because of DeadLine's opening. It wasn't good at all, in my opinion. He tried to do some decaps in here, to kill something, to do some critical damage. Didn't work for DeadLine. He lost more than Space Marine did. He lost those expensive warriors, he lost 1 squad of Mandrakes. That's a lot of resources. Huge loss for Dark Eldar in the early game. What will happen now? DeadLine wants to be aggressive. He does not want to give Space Marine time to increase his economy. He wants to do something here. Here we have a heavy bolter turret that can kill these squishy warriors. and even the mandrakes. Another squad of mandrakes got killed, by the way. So DeadLine lost both of his mandrake squads. That's terrible. And now even one warrior squad got killed. I think this is a Space Marine victory here. DeadLine wanted to surprise Elijah. Didn't work at all. Simply didn't work, and this game will end very soon. It's obvious Dark Eldar has lost this game. Erkan only at the 5th minute will be out. Very late. And when you go for this Dark Eldar opening, you have to manage your units much better than DeadLine did here. These warriors without support can't really do anything. They need at least Erkan. Now Erkan is out, but there's no warriors and no mandrakes.
Yes, my lord. Marine squad
So this is a sad loss for DeadLine in here. The score will be equalized 1-1. And yeah, Elijah made it out of groups, by the way, as you can see now. I forgot to mention that. I think in the previous video I said he didn't, but he did. He won 2 games. He lost one against Pov. He won 1 game against Richard. And I don't know against who else Elijah won, because I do not have the 3rd game. The replay probably wasn't saved. But he won twice. So here's the best of 5. Here we have the final fight in DeadLine's base here. Space Marines gonna be victorious now. I hope the game sound is being recorded. In the previous video OBS decided it would be a good idea not to record the game sound for some reason. It happened to me for the first time. I have no idea what's that. And here is the end of this game. It ends right here. DeadLine quitted. And that's how Elijah wins the 2nd game. Let's go into the 3rd one. On Outer Reaches, one of the best maps for Dark Eldar. On the right hand side, DeadLine goes for Dark Foundry and Generator, 2 mandrakes. On the left hand side, SWS Elijah, also known as Bukin in the Russian community. Also Starscream, if you ever heard of such a player.
What is your will? I await your instructions. Yes, Lord?
3 scout squads, that's surprising.
Scouts reporting to Scouts awaiting orders.
That's a rarity.
Scouts awaiting orders.
That
Yes, most beneficent one.
a very rare opening that Elijah is doing. Usually he would go always for 2 scouts. Now he goes for 3.
Scouts here.
Of course, this opening is better than 2 scouts. 2 scouts simply not enough.
Scouts here.
They can get killed, they can get
Yes, most
pushed
beneficent
back
one.
from capturing a point.
Yes, Lord.
And they are simply slow at getting such big maps, so you need 3 squads. At
Yes,
least
Lord.
3 squads.
Position secure.
So we have 3 squads of scouts and 2 squads of tactical space marines without generator opening from Elijah.
Area secured.
Dark Foundry here got completed. Hellions on the way. Homunculus Laboratory needs to be built for the river jet bikes, of course. But even Homunculus can be an option in all the matchups. The problem is that he is very expensive on energy. You need 125 energy for Homunculus, That's a lot of energy. It's the cost of tier 2, 125 energy. And of course 300 requisition. Haymunkel's cost is 75 to 125. That's huge. And he can be useful even against Space Marines because of his Torture Amp, of course, and his abilities to tie up one Space Marine squad. He can slow down and tie up one squad. And then you can jump into that Space Marine mass with the Hellions and do a very good engagement from behind with the Reaver jet bikes. It can work if you manage to do it at a good time in the game. Let's see the map vision for DeadLine here. He managed to... What did he manage to do so far? He decaps 1 point with the Hellions. Not so good, he only controls 3 strategic points, while Elijah controls almost the entire map. The top side is controlled by Elijah already, the listening posts are finished, he builds the turret.
Scouts in position.
That's interesting. Also the middle was captured by Elijah. That's the power of 3 scouts. You have much better map control if you manage your scouts properly.
Ever vigilant. We are the Emperor's chosen.
2 squads of Space Marines, 3 squads.
Scouts in position. Yes,
3 squads of Space Marines and 3 squads of Scouts.
Ever vigilant.
You only have to manage these units well,
We stand
which is
ready. Await
very hard to do against Dark Eldar. Not easy at all
heresy grows.
to manage this Space Marine army against all the Dark Eldar units.
defending.
As you can see, it's quite intense even now.
Scouts ready.
Servitor gets killed, the turret is not completed. Reaver jet bikes coming in. 1 Mandrake squad might get killed here. Will it run away? Yeah, it will survive. A fight in Dark Eldar's favor right here. Bad management from Elijah here. With the Space Marine squads, he got in the heavy cover now. But he is losing a lot. These Reaver jet bikes don't get so much damage from these Space Marine squads. Simply not enough damage. You need either the LP2, Minefield, for being able to destroy the Reaver jet bikes. Space Marines that can get tied up by Hellions is not enough. Dark Eldar will clearly win this fight, but the map control of course is in the Space Marines' favor. Space Marines' problem is his army management. He needs a much stronger army, and also the Space Marines were in a bad position when Dark Eldar engaged. Where are they going? What's this? Elijah risks to lose both of these squads, and he risks losing this game. 56 to 10 economy for Dark Eldar, and look at this. Elijah gets trapped. I think his entire army will die. Now DeadLine will start to destroy these points and get control over them. Lots of Reaver jet bikes. I think that's it. This game will end very soon. Elijah's economy 74 to 0. Not that good actually, I thought it's better, considering how much of a map he got under his control. The problem was his army management in this game. He still wanted to complete this turret, it didn't work. Servitor got killed again. So the score now gets in DeadLine's favor again. It will be 2-1. This is a defeat for Space Marines, one of the best Dark Eldar maps. Hard to destroy them here. Elijah quits. No GG. And let's go into the final game, the fourth one, on Shrine of Excelion. It was picked by Elijah. Lots of listening posts, lots of strategic points, lots of listening posts. That's a lot of resources for both races. It's good for Space Marines, but it's also good for Dark Eldar. On the bottom side of the map, DeadLine with Dark Eldar goes Dark Foundry and Generator, like in the first and the third game. If it worked twice, why wouldn't he go for this same opening in the fourth game? Third time.
Scouts ready.
I await your instructions.
When he opened with the Hall of Blood, it failed pretty badly. On the top side, Elijah.
Scouts in position.
Now with his standard opening, only 2 scouts, even though for this map it's clearly not enough.
Position secure.
A turret also.
Yes, Lord.
Space Marines. Two Mandrakes from DeadLine, Hellions on the way, a laboratory on the way. I am not sure why Elijah picked this map. I think Meeting of Minds could be a better choice. It's easier to defend than Meeting of Minds and get the economy booming there. Two squads of Space Marines from Elijah now. He needs to get one more strategic point, so he will have 5 under his control. Hellions trying to do some damage here. They can kill either a Servitor or some scouts, only Servitor found in the base. And they managed to kill the Servitor. Was this completed?
Scouts in position. Area secure.
What is your will?
Yeah, it was completed. This listening post.
Yes, Lord.
Scouts here.
Nice defense so far from Elijah in this game. He managed to get all of his points, that's good.
Scouts
He might not be able to get the relic, though, but it's okay. He will have an economy of 82 to 0. He needs a generator, of course. DeadLine's economy is 74 to 10 right now, controlling all of his points. Gets the relics. And here's the map vision. On the left side he tries to do some damage with the Hellions and River Jet Bike. Tier 1 pressure, as always, the usual thing to do in this matchup.
Taking hits.
80 to 0 economy here
Yes,
on Elijah's side.
Direct us to the enemy.
Yeah, no, not 82. I said it will be 82, but it will be 80. That's right. You get +6
Yes, my lord.
by building a listening post.
Scouts in position.
Yes, my lord. At your command.
Another Dark Eldar engagement with 2 Hellion squads, River Jet Bikes. Nicely done here by DeadLine. He managed to catch pretty nice one of the Space Marine squads.
Direct us to the enemy.
Did quite a bit of damage on them.
Ever vigilant.
Still, Elijah is in a good position, considering this matchup is in Dark Eldar's favor. Tier 2 on the way for DeadLine. His economy allows 92 to 20 against 80 to 0. No generator still for Elijah. What will he do? Because DeadLine's army is stronger and his economy is better and his technology goes ahead. While Elijah is still tier 1, he makes more a squad cap increase, that's population increase for infantry.
Scouts in position.
Very interesting choice. As I've been saying in my previous video, sometimes Elijah can make even 10 Space Marine squads, reinforce them to the full limit without any upgrades. That's what we have here. More and more Space Marines. Here we have 4 squads already. This is the 5th one, the 6th squad on the way. So I was not joking, as you can see. Fortunately for DeadLine, he will be able to erase this army with a 6 jetbikes. I think it will be enough, and 2 squads of Hellions. Of course, with the tier 2 upgrades. Without the tier 2 upgrades, it will be very hard to stop this. But DeadLine is tier 2 and he goes for the upgrade. Improves the accuracy and damage of river jetbikes, especially while moving. That's what you have from this jetbike optics. DeadLine goes to his base to defend. And I think Elijah will be taken by surprise here. 2 of his squads get instantly tied up. Hellions, Mandrakes also coming, 2 squads. River jetbikes. We have 2 of them still alive. 3rd one on the way. Now, what will these Space Marines do against poison? Tier 2 poison. Tier 2 upgrade also for the Mandrakes. Can you see how these Space Marines melt down?
Yes, my lord. At your command.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
No chances.
Awaiting orders.
Poor Space Marines, no upgrades, no win. All Elijah's army gets destroyed. All his reinforcements done in vain. 6 Space Marine squads did not work. Maybe it could have worked against Necrons, not against Dark Eldar. And DeadLine takes this best of 5 with a score of 3 to 1 and eliminates Elijah from the tournament. DeadLine moves on, congratulations. I am his next opponent, by the way, in the semifinals. And that game will be uploaded on my channel, make sure to check it out, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Let's take a look at the score for this final game. 57 units killed by Dark Eldar, only 10 killed by the Space Marine. That's funny and sad at the same time. On resources, Dark Eldar had the advantage here. On technology, Elijah with a higher score because of all these reinforcements. They add a lot to your total score for some reason unknown to me. We had more research count for DeadLine, more captured strategic points, 2 relics captured, so it should be DeadLine as the victor on total score. For technology, he gets the win anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 5. If you did, as always, leave your feedback below. Leave a like if you did. If you did not, leave a dislike. Subscribe if you are new. And stay tuned for the next best of 5s for Castaway Cup. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.